When Jesus was going to Jairus' house, his mantle switched and he was in a wholeness mantle. The only reason why the woman with the issue of blood had to be made whole was because he was already in wholeness. So he couldn't give her anything less than where he was. So if you touch me here, you got to get where I am. The woman asked to be made whole. First of all, she said, if I touch his clothes, I will be made whole. So the question arises now, is it where Jesus was, or did she anoint him to be there? Is it where he was, or did she cause him to become that? And out of him becoming that, he had to give that to Jairus. The reason why the apostolic church in this last hour will be the premier church is because the apostolic church has chosen to raise the bar, not to touch me for where I was, but they always touch me for who I is. If there was no one ever speaking in tongues, you would never know you could speak in tongues. If nobody ever shouted in church, you would never even know shouting existed in you. If nobody ever prophesied, you would never know that you can prophesy. If nobody ever lived holy, you would never think you can live holy. But somebody raises the bar and they cause a measuring stick in the realm of the spirit. So the woman, she touched him for who he is. So God said and showed me, he said what happened was she changed up my anointing. She changed up the definition of who I is. And because she changed it up, that's why when I got to Jairus' house, I had to make his daughter whole. I could have just raised her up from the dead. I could have just said be healed. But he said no, I chose to make her whole, because as soon as she touched me to be made whole, wholeness was on me. And I couldn't give Jairus anything less than where I is and who I am. She wasn't here. That means the thing that happened in her was visible. The thing that happened with her was tangible. That means something happened so deep and intimately that people couldn't deny. I couldn't deny. They couldn't deny what they see. I couldn't deny what was on me. That means it can't be here. They knew that something touched me. Why? My praise changed. My worship changed. The glory on my countenance changed. Things began to change because the thing couldn't be hidden me. And that's what God says. God says, I'm ready to do it like that in this hour. I'm ready to do a thing that can't be hid. I'm ready to do a thing when all men will know that the glory of God is on your life. Come on, give God some glory in this house. There's another dimension, there's another height, and a day will come when all men need the apostolic mantle. Somebody say it's changing, it's changing, it's changing, it's changing, it's changing, and change starts with me. Change is right now. I'm about to walk in my mantle. I'm about to walk in my purpose. I'm about to walk in my destiny. Tap somebody and say it's changing, it's changing. The mantle is changing, the anointing is changing. There's increase in the land. It's being released right now. It's increasing the land. You can do it. You can take over it. You can have it. The mantle, the apostolic mantle, the glory of God, it's being released. Come on, give them a shout. I need you to worship me for where I am. I'm not at the tomb anymore. I'm over here in Galilee. At the tomb, you're going to mourn. But when you see me in Galilee, you're going to praise. Hey, 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 hey. Some of y'all been in the wrong praise. You've been in the mourn, but God says you need to be in real praise. Come on and say, I'm going to Galilee. I'm going into my mantle. I'm done with the old. I'm done with where he was. I'm coming to where he is. From this day, I decree, I come in to the place where God is. I walk with the flow of God. From this day, I'm gonna live not where God was, but where God is. Give him a shout in this house.